The other thing I want to talk about as far as planning goes is credit. So if you want to buy a house out of residency or your first house or a car, or you want to get into buy a practice or commercial real estate, I don't know. You're going to need to know how credit works. What's your credit score? And what could you have done before to prevent a bad credit score? And these are the main things that lead to or affect your credit score. One is your, by and large, your payment history. Um, are you paying these payments on time? Make sure they're not past due. The next is amounts owed. How much do you owe? And the biggest driver of this is how much do you have on these things like credit cards, probably the biggest driver. And then next is your credit history. How long have you been paying credit or paying on any type of credit account, a credit vehicle? Are you taking out a lot of new credit recently, new credit cards, new loans that dings your credit? And then the mix is last. And basically, it's wanting to make sure you don't have more bad credit like credit cards, high interest debt than, say, a mortgage. Those are viewed differently, even though technically they're both credit. Now, the other thing I would say is when you interview for jobs, a lot of employers actually look at credit. So they're not going to get specific on how much you owe for your student loans. They don't have access to that, but they can check your credit, which is for some, it impacts and goes into their calculus of whether they can hire or not going to hire you. Which sounds crazy, but it is something that people do.